following the response from the banks, many of the variable rate customers in the country will still be paying 4.3%, 4.5%, in some cases 4.95%. The changes which have been made by a number of the banks in introducing lower fixed rates, for example, are only suitable for certain customers, and moving across to a fixed rate product comes with a price, and the price is the lack of flexibility. Borrowers are being locked into a fixed rate for a minimum of a 2-year period, and if variable rates fall, then those borrowers will not be able to switch back to a variable rate. Or if a new entrant comes into the Irish market offering a really competitive rate, then anyone who has locked themselves into a fixed rate simply won't be able to make those savings. Other banks have allowed their existing variable rate customers to move into loan to value bands offering lower rates. But again, that product is not suitable for everyone. Many people who are in negative equity, people who have very little equity at all in their homes, simply will be stuck with the highest variable rates in Europe. And we as a party firmly believe that is fundamentally unfair. The Minister needs to go much further. And we believe now it is vital that legislation is introduced to give the Central Bank of Ireland the power to intervene in mortgage pricing in Ireland. What we are proposing in our legislation is that the Central Bank would carry out an assessment of the mortgage market along a number of criteria. And if they reach the conclusion that there has been a market failure by way of a lack of competition, by way of a lack of active switcher market available in Ireland, then they have the power to intervene and to put a cap on the mortgage interest rates in Ireland. And that can be done in a number of ways. For example, by placing a cap on the margin that the banks can charge on variable loans in excess of the cost of funds which they face, which we all know has fallen dramatically to between 1 and 1.5% in many cases over the last couple of years in particular. We honestly believe that this piece of legislation is the final opportunity for this current Oireachtas to deal with the scandal of variable rate mortgage rates being charged in Ireland. The government has shown very little regard for this issue. There seems to be no political will to really tackle it, and the government has floated the idea of introducing a further bank levy, which in our view would be counterproductive because it would more than likely lead to rates going up rather than actually coming down. So we believe this is the last opportunity before the general election for a legislative intervention to deal with the issue of excessive variable mortgage rates.